Hey friends, Justin here. Having ultralight gear can make a backpacking trip a lot more enjoyable. Trust me, I've carried 40-pound packs, I've carried 20-pound packs, and having the lighter gear is not only easier on your back, but it's gonna be easier on your entire body, especially your knees. You're gonna feel better once you get to camp, and it's gonna be a lot safer. You're gonna be more maneuverable, and you're not gonna be as top heavy when hiking on the trail. I'm gonna be attempting the 1,100 kilometer Great Divide Trail this summer, and today we're gonna be talking about all the gear that I'm gonna be bringing on that trip. I've gone super ultralight, and I've managed to put together my dream gear list for a thru hike. I think this is one of the best ultralight gear lists if you wanna still be comfortable, safe, and warm while out on trail. Without food, water, or consumables like toilet paper, my pack here weighs just under 12 pounds, so that's quite lightweight. It's not ultralight, but because I am in the Canadian Rockies, there's a few extra little pieces of gear that I need to bring that you might not need if you're in the southern states. Holding all of the gear is the Mountainsmith Zerk 40 pack. This is a 40-liter pack, and it's also frameless and hip beltless. So there's no frame along the back. It does come with a foam piece that I took out, and then there's no hip belt. So no hip belt pockets or any sort of weight transferring to your hips while you're hiking. I like not having a hip belt because my legs can move a little bit more freely. I'm a little bit more maneuverable, and I like the way my stride is without a hip belt kind of containing my hips. And my hips can sometimes hurt at the end of the day if I do wear a hip belt. In order to carry all that weight, you need really good shoulder straps. And the Zerk 40 has these running vest style shoulder straps that are very wide, and it allows the weight to be hugged all over your chest and shoulders as opposed to just sitting right on top of your traps. And with this pack, I've carried over 30 pounds, which is gonna be about what I'm gonna be carrying with my longest food carry. I really like the pocket configuration on this pack as well. You have 2 pockets on each shoulder strap, and then you have your main water bottle pocket, but on the outside of that main water bottle pocket, you have this other big stretchy pocket that I like to keep snacks in. So I really like that because I don't have side pockets. I can use this in order to store a lot of those little items that you'd normally store in a side pocket. As you can see, I'm gonna be using smart water bottles. So I'm gonna be bringing 2 smart water bottles. My longest water carry will probably be about 3 liters. So these combined with my water filter system will be able to carry all the capacity I need. And for that water filter system, I'm gonna be using the Katadyn Be Free. I'm gonna just store it up on that front shoulder pocket so that I can just stop, scoop up water, and then one of my favorite things with the Be Free is that I can easily filter into the water bottle while hiking, and that can save a lot of time. Some people have had issues with the Be Free. It's kind of hit or miss whether you get a good one, I think, but this one has been awesome. I filtered over 200 liters easily through it so far, and it's still going strong. Also on this right side shoulder pocket, I'm gonna be keeping my sun protection items. So I'm gonna be using a bar of sunscreen and then SPF lip chap thrown in there as well. And then on the other shoulder strap, I have my Garmin InReach satellite communication device, so I use this for SOS communication as well as just keeping touch with people back at home. And then a couple more little electronics items in the left shoulder pocket here. I'll have a little microphone with a wind muff on it that I'll attach onto my phone, and then my little earbuds that I'll connect to my phone as well in order to listen to podcasts, audiobooks, or music. And while we're talking about my phone, I might as well show you that as well. So I'm gonna be using the Samsung S10e, just a little phone that I'll use to take pictures. It'll be my secondary form of navigation as well as video the entire trip. As my primary form of navigation, I'm gonna be using my watch. This is the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. It has topo maps on it. I can load routes onto it for each day and then follow that route. It'll show me elevation information as well as my pace throughout the day. And it's a lot easier just look at your watch and see a map than have to pull your phone all the time. You might have seen on the other side pocket here, I have my second smart water bottle, and then I also have bear spray. So I am in the Canadian Rockies. This is grizzly bear country, and bear spray is my last line of defense against bears. My primary strategy is gonna be avoidance, so I'm gonna be calling out, "Hey bear!" making lots of noise, singing. The year was 1776, and I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. And trying to avoid any sort of encounters with bears. But if I do have an encounter, then I have the bear spray as a deterrent and my last line of defense. Sitting on top of the pack here is one of the most versatile items in my pack, and this is the 1-inch thick Thin Light foam pad. So it's 40 inches long by 20 inches wide. And I use this folded up as a sit pad. And then I can also use it underneath my sleeping pad for extra insulation if it's a colder night. And then I can lay it out flat and take naps on it or stretch throughout the day. And then in the big stretchy front pouch of the pack, I have a lot more items that I want to have access throughout the day. Easy access, not stored in the main compartment here. And first up, we have my Diddy bags. This is a waterproof Dyneema little zipper bag here. I have my Nitecore NU25 headlamp, a Spigen wall charger, a really small lightweight wall charger for when I have access to power or I'm in towns. I'm gonna be using 2 Nitecore NB10000 power banks. I'll have all my cables, drugs for the day, toothpaste tabs. So I'm gonna be using toothpaste tabs in order to brush my teeth. I like this a lot better than the little tubes of toothpaste because I can allocate exactly how much toothpaste I need. So if I'm gonna be going for 6 days, then I know I'll need about 10 to 12 toothpaste tabs. Then I'll have more lip chap, my little folding toothbrush, dental floss, and earplugs as well. For my poop kit bag, I have it stored in this awesome Space Bear Bags Poopmoji bag. And it's awesome because it's long enough that it can hold my Vargo Dig trowels. This is my favorite trowel when out on trail. The Canadian Rockies have very rooty ground, so this is an awesome trowel for to dig through that. And then I have some wet wipes. I'll be carrying toilet paper. And then I also am storing my soap in there as well. So I'll have soap in order to wash my hands after going to the bathroom. This is powdered soap from Peak Outdoors. The powdered soap is awesome because it's lighter, it's not as messy, and it doesn't freeze as well. And then I'll have hand sanitizer in there. And then I'm gonna be keeping my spoon on the outside of my packs. This is the Tokes titanium long-handled spoon. Some of the lunches I'm gonna have will require a spoon. I'll be cold soaking them, but then I'll just eat it with that. And I'll also have my first aid kit in there as well. You can check out a video I'll post in the video description with my entire first aid kit. As part of my body maintenance routine, I'll have my mat that I'll be able to stretch on, but I'll also be bringing this cork ball from Rology that I'll use to roll out any sore muscles and my feet. The last items in this front pouch are my rain gear. So I'll be using the Frog Togs rain jacket and rain pants. The Frog Togs rain jacket is just super lightweight. It's not very durable, it's not breathable, but I like that it doesn't really hold on to a lot of moisture. So if it does get wet, I can just shake it off and it's gonna dry very quickly. I'll likely be bringing the pants as well. I'm still a little bit on the fence about this, but for how lightweight they are, I'll probably just use them as a wind pant / a little bit of insulation. Also have these Outdoor Research helium mitts stored in there as well. So these are just a lightweight waterproof shell mitt that I can slip onto my hands if it is raining and my hands are getting a little bit cold. I did miss a couple items in here and these are important ones. This is my wash basin. So this is a wash basin that's made of Dyneema, super lightweight. And basically I'll go to a lake or stream, scoop up some water, bring it away from the lake or stream, and then I can wash my face or my body. I did bring this little Swedish cloth as well that I'll just soak in there with some soap, wash my body, and then I can also use this Swedish cloth to wipe down any condensation inside my tent. It's hyper absorbent, very awesome little pads, better than some of the microfiber cloths that you might get. And now we're getting into the big stuff on the inside of the pack. Starting off right at the top here, we have the Z-Packs Ultraplex tent. So this is a Dyneema trekking pole tent. It uses 1 trekking pole, and this tent is awesome. It's very lightweight, and the DCF material that it's made of doesn't hold on to moisture at all, so you're not carrying a whole bunch of extra water weight if it does rain or you have heavy condensation days. In order to prop this tent up, I'm going to be using these trekking poles from Comperdel. So the Ultraplex requires a trekking pole that's longer than your standard normal trekking pole, and the Comperdel camera staff goes up high enough that I can easily set up the Ultraplex. I love that these trekking poles have a 1/8 inch thick screw at the top here that I can screw camera accessories onto. So I'll just have this little GoPro mount with this phone attachment right here. So I'll have 2 of these in addition to using 1 to set up my tent, and for when I'm trekking, I'll also be using it as a selfie stick and tripod. I'm gonna be storing my tent stakes in this All Man's Right stake bag here. I love that it has a really wide opening, and I can just reach in, grab my MSR Groundhog tent stakes or the Groundhog mini tent stakes that I'll also be bringing. I'll have both. And I went with the MSR Groundhogs because they're really durable, they work well, and I didn't want to be messing around with tent stakes while out on trail. Getting into my food and food storage, I'm going to be using the Ursack bear bag. The Canadian Rockies don't have good options for bear hang, so you're using bear bags or bear bins, and I much rather use a bear bag. It's easier and lighter while out on trail, and I'll just be storing all my food in there and then hanging it onto a tree before I go to bed at the end of the day. My cook system is super compact. It consists of this Tokes 650 milliliter titanium pot. So this is the light version of the pot. And then inside there, I'm gonna have the BRS 3000 stove, a mini Bic lighter, and then my fuel can as well. I'm not gonna be having any hot breakfasts or coffee in the morning, I'm just gonna be boiling water for my freeze-dried dinners. And then everything else in the pack is inside of this Nilo fume liner, so it's stuff that I wanna keep dry. I'm not using a whole bunch of dry bags. This Nilo fume liner is my primary way of keeping my items dry. And the pack is a little bit waterproof as well, which is a nice little feature of it. And there's right at the top, I'm gonna have my clothes. So I'm gonna just stuff my clothes loose into this bag. I'm not gonna share all my clothes with you. There's a few items that I wanted to highlight though. First up being the Torrid Apex jacket. This is a full zip puffy jacket. It's made with synthetic insulation, so it works really well in moist or wet environments. And I'm really excited for this jacket. It's very warm and I think it will be essential on those really cold days, especially as I get into September. I'll be bringing this crew sweater from Farpoint Outdoor Gear as well. It's made with Polartec Alpha Direct material. It's one of the lightest fleece sweaters that you can get while still being very, very warm. I've used this sweater a few times already and it is crazy how warm it is at only weighing 150 grams. And then on my bottoms, I'm gonna have these fleece pants from Decathlon. These are only like $10, but very lightweight and also very warm. Getting into my sleep system, I'm bringing a pillow. This is the Trekology 2.0 pillow, one of my favorite pillows ever. And it's ultralight, and some of my favorite things about it has really supportive baffling and then a pad strap so it attaches onto my sleeping pad and I don't need to be chasing it around the tent over the night. And then for my sleeping pad, I'll have the Thermarest X-Lite sleeping pad. It's not the most comfortable sleeping pad out there, but it's very warm with an R value of 4.2. You can't beat the Thermarest ThermaCapture system for warmth as well as weight. This pad is very lightweight. I got it in the regular wide just so I have a little bit of extra width when I'm sleeping. And then for my insulation, I'm gonna be bringing the Enlighten Equipment Enigma down quilt. So this is as light of a quilt as you can get. It's made with a 950 power fill down and then a 7 denier shell fabric. I love the Enigma quilts from Enlighten Equipment. This is the -6 or 20-degree Fahrenheit versions, which should keep me nice and toasty warm, especially when combined with my clothing system. And I got it in the regular version, which is just wide enough for me to toss and turn over the course of the night. I've used all this gear for at least 4 nights already, and it's all working very well. I'm very excited for this system. The Great Divide Trail is gonna be an awesome adventure. If you guys wanna see a video about all the clothing that I'm gonna be using on the Great Divide Trail, including the hiking clothing that I'm wearing right now, as well as my camp clothes, go check out a video post right up there. It includes things like that Torrid Apex jacket, this hat that I get a lot of questions about, and I'll touch on my footwear as well in that video.